Hey everybody, just want to give you a quick update on the Reef tank. This is my first saltwater tank, and I've mentioned that before, and it's doing quite well, so I just want to come in and show a couple of the changes that I've made to it. Now right now, the way that we're looking at it, I've got to turn the lights on full blast in order to avoid the strobing effect of the light on the camera, and I need to still figure out a trick to that. Maybe you guys know something that I don't know. I'm a film guy, but I don't quite know what's causing all the problems that I'm having with these particular things other than frequency. So for me, with these LED A1 primes, I've got to just boost everything all the way up in order to film without getting a strobe effect. Anyway, to the tank, you can see what we've got going on here. I've added some new corals in here. I've just had to move this one, and I don't know what the name of this coral is. It wasn't listed when I purchased it. I got a great deal on it. It was like $20 for this huge frag here. It's not even really a frag. It's a pretty good chunk. And they were running a sale. They're getting rid of all of their bigger ones at one of the local shops here. And so I've got that now in the tank. Unfortunately, they did not know the name of it. So I've got up here a hammer that I just mounted, but I also fragged, and there's two of those frags that are down here below. The one on the left is doing great. The one on the right I just moved into this tank because I had it in another one and it wasn't doing so well. So it's starting to bounce back. I just put it in there today. So what else do we just move in here? These guys here, the zoanthids, just moved in and glued on to this spot here because I want to get some more on the front facing part of this rock work. I've got this Manipura up here. The torch, I'm still not sure if it likes it where it is because I've only got one A1 prime over this tank. I've got the A1 prime mounted high above the tank to give it more spread throughout the tank so that it wouldn't really fall off on the edges too much. So I think that it's doing all right. It seems to be growing over there, but before I permanently affix it, I just want to be certain that it's happy and that it's going to grow. This guy here was one of the first corals that I got, and I really can't tell that it's growing at all. You can actually see in my learning what I did there when I glued it into place. I made a big old mess that I thought would cover over with algae and blend into the rock work, and it still has not done that months later, so that's kind of a bummer. This is a Black Widow rose bubble tip here, and not very bubbly looking at the moment, but outstretching. Both of the anemones are kind of reaching out today. This one's looking pretty good. It had been hiding quite a bit before, and now it's kind of opened up, and it's larger, much larger than when I first got it, so that's good news. Here's the bird's nest. It was one of the original corals that I got as well. Hasn't grown a lot, but it looks alright. Overall, I'm really liking the look of this. I have a lot of movement from the anemones and the torches and the GSP. And then down in the front I've got the Xenia that I've got spaced away on a little island rock. It's not looking super great right now. I don't know, it probably doesn't like the bright light. But also I think that the Toby comes over and pecks at it when it wants to. So it's not looking super good, and that might be something that I'll have to move into a different tank where it won't be food for the Toby. Otherwise, you know, I can actually just cut off a frag of it and let it probably grow out in the other tank and leave this as a little bit of a feast for the Toby when he gets hungry. For the most part, he doesn't pick on too many of the corals, but he has messed with my ability to have a cleanup crew in here, which is a bit problematic as I'm getting algae that I'm having to keep up with on my own because I don't have snails in here because the Toby puffer loves to attack the snails. Here he is right here. There's the culprit that we're talking about. But overall, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I think it's looking pretty decent. This is my first time doing one of these scapes, so I really messed with choosing different options for the rock. For the first 2 weeks I kept moving things a little bit in order to get a layout that I liked with some caves and a little bit of movement, and then in the end I had to move this rock over here in order to work with some of the corals that I wanted to put over there. But I like it overall. I just like to know your opinion. So anyway, thanks guys.